Welcome to Surviving Bloomington Season 5. This is our first year ever recording a game to make episodes from, and I'm so excited to show you all what Surviving Bloomington is actually like. For this year's game, we've brought back 18 people who have all played a version of Survivor before. Some of them found a lot of success in their previous games.
Yeah, my name's Adam Krautzer, Season 3 champ. Back to do it again, run it back. I'll be the first two-time winner. Well, believe it right now.
And some of them still feel like they have a lot to prove.
I got 4th place in my season after getting blindsided by one of my closest allies, as I was a huge threat to the jury going into the final 3.
I think my strategic game was a little bit weak the first couple of times, kind of reflected on that, and I really want to focus on that and really incorporate it into my social game, which I think is strong on its own right now, but it's not going to get the win, and we want the win.
This season, we'll see some players reconnect with old allies.
I have a couple of people that I'd love to work with, and I guess I'm trying to gauge whether or not they're willing to work with me, to be honest. Like, I'd love to work with James, but I don't know how he's feeling about it.
Especially like seeing like Devontae go to the finals and his game plan of how he did it. I'm a little worried about him, but I do want to make him my number one because like me and him are solid since like the first year we played. So I'm really thinking him.
And some have to navigate around grudges from past games.
I would love to target the winner of my season, Adam Krautzer. I would love to get him out first, and I hope he goes first. If he's on the same tribe with me, I will be pushing him.
While others are coming into this game not knowing anyone at all.
So excited to be here at Bloomington. Even though this is an all-star season, this is my first time ever playing, which is crazy. I signed up last minute. Let's make it past first boot because sticking out as a last-minute alternate is like such a first boot situation, and I am gonna try my best.
These players have been divided into 3 teams based on their performance in their previous games. The Brains team, wearing yellow, consists of people who use strategy, cunning, and puzzle knowledge to advance themselves.
I'm here this year because when I played last year, I think the feedback I got from a lot of people was that they didn't think that I wanted to win, and I wish that did not get under my skin, but it did. And so now I'm back this year because I very much wanted to win last year, and I very much want to win this year. And I'm excited about the possibility of actually being able to win the whole thing this year.
The Brawn team, wearing red, consists of people who use their physical capabilities to win challenges and find hidden immunity idols.
I got voted out. I was the merge boot the first time and pre-merge boot the second time. So I want to start on the tribe with people who don't think I'm a threat. There are a couple people here that I'm more familiar with, but it's like I'm open to working with pretty much anyone who wants to work with me.
While the beauty team, wearing blue, consists of people who utilize their social maneuverability to navigate themselves throughout the game.
I'm a little nervous because everyone playing this year watched us play last year, so they kind of all know our personalities and tactics, so I think that's kind of a disadvantage. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think if I make it to the merge, I'll consider that a success.
Who will come out on top of this epic adventure and be crowned the best Surviving Bloomington player ever? 4 days, 18 people, 1 survivor.
From the second like we got here, I really think our tribe really is like compatible, and like everyone's like, I don't want to say everyone's like not worried about strategy right now. I'm like talking like strategic, unless they're not doing it with me, but no one's like over here like worrying about the game.
we just didn't know it was beauty. Like we just assumed blue. And then like Casey's talking, they get to Connor. He's like, Connor, how do you feel about being on the beauty tribe? And we all looked at each other like, beauty? What do you mean the beauty tribe? And he's like, if you haven't guessed, this is Brains Brown the Beauty.
Oh, I am absolutely stoked right now. We have a fantastic group on the beauty tribe. Everyone has been super nice. We're really positive and we are crushing it. We made a fantastic camp setup. Everyone got to work really quick. Already Devontae has pulled me to the side and kind of expressed that he wants to work with me. So that's a great first sign. You know, I'm not picking my path yet, but definitely nice to know that I at least have an option.
Okay, so I am as nervous as I'll get out. Being on this tribe, I'm just like analyzing everybody, and I'm like, I need to figure out who is going to be the decision maker of this tribe, and that's going to be Jordan, and I need to get in good with her.
I have no idea what that is.
I don't.
So sassafras is a kind of tree. I'm looking for the leaves of it right now, but it is the stuff that falls down, like the limbs and stuff. It's like this really pretty copper, and if you break it, it smells kind of like a licorice smell. It smells really good. You can make sassafras tea, but it has oils in it that catch fire really quickly. So if we can like find, and actually that kind of looks like a sassafras. Yeah, so if you look at...
With 6 people on a team, that really mixes things up. So I'm glad because it broke up like what could have been like previous alliances from previous games. So I like the 3 teams, and I totally expected that. So I'm glad that happened. And then just having kind of 2 people that don't know anybody in the group at all and aren't from around here, kind of trying to work with them, but then use my in that I have with the crew that I kind of got to hang out with last year since I got voted out first. So.
And if you can do like a full, like all the way through, like with the follow through.
It is very uncomfortable already, and I'm totally questioning why I decided to do this again. Especially in fields of poison ivy and all sorts of things that I know I'm gonna like severely regret in a little bit.
I would just ask, though, like when we set up the tent, like please also just try to be conscious of the poison ivy so it doesn't get on the like inner coverings of the tent.
At this point, I can only hope that I don't get targeted early so that it's worth it, because I'd really like to play the game, and it seems like it'd be a really fun game this year, and I just feel like I'm sacrificing a lot to make this happen, so.
And then I think this is a known thing, but just a reminder, being careful about poison ivy because you don't want to burn it.
Right.
Yeah.
Not too much strategic talk or really anything that I'm noticing. I mean, everyone has been pretty grouped up all together the whole time. So in terms of like the dynamic, I mean, we're still kind of happy-go-lucky as it is right now. The group is like, probably if I could have handpicked a tribe, like that would have been the one. So call us beauty, brain, brawn, whatever you want, but this group of people is who I wanted to be with, so I feel great. I mean, look at the material. I think it's very fitting. But it's interesting because I did say before that I felt like my strategic game wasn't completely there. I definitely think that I'm on this tribe because of my ability in puzzles. I have an extra pillow in my car, so that's like fine, you know.
Yeah, okay. Okay, well, do you want to take this back?
So, you know, I really like my tribe so far. Although I kind of feel like James is a little bossy and doesn't really want to listen to any other ideas on things. So, you know, I'll offer a suggestion.
James, I brought tampons.
He throws it down.
We probably
won't
get synthetic. Okay. Well, I'll bring them with me.
Yeah, just in
case we're down.
Okay, we'll do it your way. I have no problem with that. Fine. But other than that, like, I feel like we're all getting along really well. Griffin has asked that I work with him, so I feel like I'm kind of okay. it's a little nerve-wracking that like everybody here knows everybody very well. Like they're like reminiscing and rehashing all this stuff, and I'm kind of like, okay.
This happened in my first season, is that I get really caught up in just like the camping aspect. Even though like I wouldn't normally, like in a game like this, like I would want to play strategically competitive. I don't care about roughing it, but I honestly like want to help my tribe mates be comfortable. So it's like hard to even like think about strategy or look for an idol. I did have like a very short conversation with Elisa and Griffin. We basically made like a pre-merge alliance, not even really an alliance, just like if we do end up having to go to tribal, we got each other's backs, just not us. And so I feel hopefully that that is as much safety as I'll need for now.
This is all poison ivy. Yeah. We're like in a literal field of poison ivy. Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. Can we look over here to see if there's any over here? It's probably everywhere.
What about that like sunny area?
Do we want to go look this way a little bit to see if there's a good spot for the tent? Or, because I mean, there's a lot of greenery here and it's not very level.
Let me get that.
Yeah.
We have an amazing team. I feel like we're gonna do really well in challenges, especially it sounds like we have like strength, we have really good folks with games and mental capacity. So I'm like, we're gonna do good. I'm really interested in working with David. I've played with him before, and I think, fortunately, we have an alliance because of that. So I do feel like I can kind of navigate and work with him and get him on my side to do some other things, hopefully. And he's really good with trying to like navigate and figure out information and bring it back. So I'm stoked to work with him.
So beforehand, we were kind of like grouped up together before we knew what was going on. And once they said brawn, I knew that Adam and I were together, and I was fucking stoked. Nope, okay, I'm right. Alright, I'm jumping in. And then once I got a look at who I was with, I was like, we got this. Like,
Oh my god!
these guys are diehard Survivor. You know, they know the challenges. They know puzzles. Like if somebody looks at a puzzle and, you know, their eyes get big, that scares the crap out of you. So I saw that a lot last year, and this year I'm gonna play the social game to where I'm with those people and I'm helping pulling the strings and get my way to where I want to be.
Yes! Run! I'm not sure why I'm on the Braun team. Maybe it's because I'm tall, I got a big body, and that helps, but there's not a whole lot of muscle compared to fat on this. So, winning Redemption Island the last time I played was one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life. Just the rush of having a lot to do whenever you're in the game, and then that getting cut short, and then you get the opportunity to revive those goals, and you're even more motivated. I was even more motivated than I was whenever I was in the game the first time.
I don't know. Adam is a challenge threat, like a huge challenge threat, and he is a winner. Though, I mean, I wouldn't be completely opposed to working with him. Like, that would maybe work out pretty well. Like, he could be like a meat shield for me. Though I think for the most part, people will find me pretty unassuming. Like, fingers crossed.
I love my team, man.
Yeah.
They all seem like great people. Especially, what was it, Brianna?
Mhm.
I didn't get to play with her last year because she was the first one voted off, but she seems really nice. I'm excited to work with Devontae and Jordan again. They seem like really good people, and Connor. I feel like he's gonna be the muscle man of the group, so I'm really thinking he's gonna be a big part of this this group too. So.
So here at Blue, it's kind of good vibes all around right now. Everyone's kind of bonding well, so it's very cohesive right now over here as a tribe. Everyone's getting along well, which is kind of scary and kind of fun to like have that entire tribe bond because it's something I'm not used to. In terms of individuals that I'm kind of getting closer to, I already have that connection with Boogie just from playing our original season, which is a perk of All-Stars. And then I'm really liking Jordan a lot and Connor. There's two people that I don't know that well, and I'm thinking that we can form a little foursome here, which would leave the other two girls out.
I'm feeling a little bit more, I don't want to say confident because you should never be confident, but I feel like we're all kind of agreeing on who we're going to vote out first if we have that scenario. I think it would be Hannah. Yeah, so that's kind of the easy vote right now, because I know that Devontae and Jordan both play a really good game, so I hesitate to trust anything they say.
I want to be close with Bree, love her. But you know, I'm a girl that keeps options open, and I'm gonna like play up my social game with every single player to keep those options going strong. I totally saw a path for me to be on the outs of this tribe, and I think I wriggled my way in there.
Everyone's been saying that we're going to vote Hannah out. You know, I'm not going to fight that. I don't really have any reason to take anyone out, so if the group wants to just throw one, that's fine with me, as long as it's not me.
I obviously know like Devontae and Boogie a little better than the other folks, but I was approached by Hannah about working together. So I think I'm really just trying to figure out, like, moving forward, who will be best to work with for my game.
Okay. I didn't even know we got it.
Okay, this is about shot in the dark. Each contestant should take a fake bullet from the cup and put it somewhere safe for the rest of the game. This bullet represents your shot in the dark.
Each player? Yeah, let's go ahead and pass that out.
If any tribal council you feel you are in danger, you can turn in your shot in the dark in exchange for a 1 in 6 chance of immunity at the tribal council. If you do this, you cannot vote at the tribal council. If you succeed at the 1 in 6 chance, when you are immune in the same manner as if you played a hidden immunity idol.
You have a 1 in 6 chance.
Contestants are allowed to exchange their bullets with other people, so you could theoretically end up with
multiple shots in the dark.
multiple shot in the dark. If someone plays multiple shot in the darks, it increases their chance of gaining immunity. For example, if one person theoretically had 3 bullets, then they could play all of them at one tribal council and have a 3 in 6 chance at immunity. In the same way, if someone had with 6 bullets, someone would guarantee immunity if they played them all.
Okay.
If you wish to turn in a shot in the dark, you would do so in the voting booth. Once played, you will reach into a bag with 6 pieces of paper. One paper in the bag has safe written on it. If you draw the safe paper, you are immune. The number of papers you draw will be equal to the number in shot in the darks you play.
The shot in the dark brings a whole new dynamic to the game. It's kind of like a piece you can use to your leverage if you want to choose that way, or you can save your butt. So, you know, I'm a gambling man, so I love a nice little roll the dice and hope I get out.
Okay, so theoretically, if everyone felt like they were in danger of being voted out and played shot in the dark, and like somehow drew safe, like would the safe paper recycle? Like would it go back in?
Yeah, so if I played my shot in the dark and then you played it,
Everybody gets the same
it's a
box.
separate
So,
bag.
everybody gets the same I mean, like that's not gonna happen.
That is such a wrinkle. That is going to mess up so many people's ideas on voting, just because you have to contribute for that small factor. Even though it's only like 16% that somebody would get it, you still have to navigate around the chance that would happen.
We all like each other.
I mean, so what? How long does this last?
You can play it until the
final 6 rounds.
The last time you can play it is at final 6.
So you only get one.
Final 5.
No, I
and
think
above,
you
no
can do
shot.
it multiple times.
You could get one from somebody else.
Yeah, I think you could use it and then
But
get one from
once you
somebody.
use yours, you're gone unless somebody gives you.
So you can use this leverage,
barter
trustworthy.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think about
My strategy is to keep my mouth shut. I do have a habit of just kind of being open with everybody and saying all the things, and I really want to play my own game this year. So yeah, just try to like tone it down is my goal. The hidden immunity idol, I'm super stoked because I'm motivated to find it and play it strategically. So I'm gonna be out looking for it.
I'm most interested in aligning with Mia here at the start of the game because we said the last time I played that we should have allied to get us both further. And my mistake of keeping my old alliances and not, gaming the game is what got both of us out the last time I played. And then after I got voted out, we talked to each other and she was like, you should have allied with me.
Where's our company?
What else we got? Chicken noodle soup.
I think David would be really easy to work with. He seems really loose, kind of carefree, and that's kind of how I want to play the game this time. I'm not trying to be too hyper-focused on anything. I want to have a good time, because last time I played, I was kind of shut out. Nobody wanted to talk to me, and it kind of sucked. So David definitely seems like somebody I could work with. Mara's the only one I don't really know too well.
Well, I mean, like we're not like besties.
Yeah.
We met and like we met last year or the year before. We're close, but like yeah. We're not like old friends, but yeah.
So we're a little lost. We'll turn around.
I am directionally challenged. I will tell you now, there is a very high likelihood I'm wrong.
So this is where we just put our.
Where's our campsite? Oh, here. Okay.
And then if you see.
But my team's great, and I think the brains are going to be really good, and I think that this connection that we have now is going to continue on even if our team splits up. And so I'm really glad that I'm in this team to start with, and I think it's really going to take me super far. We all get along really well, and I don't think anyone's really been trying to strategize. I know a couple people that I've made some alliances with, James and Alicia, but those are kind of we don't really are planning on voting anyone out. It's more of I got your back, you got mine. So as long as we just make it through the tribal council, we're good. So there's a lot of strategy that's like that. No one's really pointing fingers or trying to get anyone out, but it's more of like how we need to keep ourselves safe. So how about we like team together?
I feel like we're all getting along really well, having a good time together. And after our first, like that reward challenge where we got like the extra food and things, like I grabbed the bag to put sticks in for the next challenge because we needed things for fire making. And I found in there this like clue that said the idols won't be easy to find this year for they are buried in a shallow grave. But to find more clues, simply look up. Somewhere in the trees is the information you crave. And when I was reading this, I was over this direction peeing so that, you know, no one would know that as soon as I found this, like I'm trying to get it shoved into my pants, come out here, pee, read it. So I'm like, okay. I figure maybe it's around the watering hole. So I come and look and I find an empty string. So someone else already found something up here.
I don't know where Casey would have even hidden an idol in this place because it's so brushy and rough that I feel like it's got to be somewhere over here, and somebody very likely might have already found it if that's the case, because it's really the only place to look.
I found a hidden immunity idol buried by the water well, and when I found it, actually Dallas and Elisa were also here, and Elisa was digging, and I actually found it before her, and I don't think she saw me find it because I just grabbed it out and she kept looking and digging, and so I just ran with the box. So Dallas saw and winked at me, so I think Dallas is in the know. And then when I was going back up the path, Stacy was also there, and so and other people were coming, so I just handed Stacy the box and said, help me get rid of this.
And then all of a sudden, like Megan's running and I see she's got this box and she's like, help me hide this, help me hide this, help me hide this. So I take it and take off into the woods, like way over that way, and just kind of like chucked it into some heavy underbrush. So I know she's got the idol.
So I'm a little worried about somebody maybe having an idol and me not knowing about it. But I think we haven't really done a lot of strategy as a tribe, so when we do have to start talking strategy, that's when I'm going to be worried.
All right, are you all ready to get to your first immunity challenge? For today's challenge, each team will send one member out to collect a 50-pound sandbag. Once that person returns with the sandbag, you will start assembling a cart. When the cart is complete, you will use it to carry your sandbag through a long, winding path, lighting torches along the way. Once you reach the end of the path, you will send one team member into the woods to complete a puzzle. After they complete the puzzle, each team will send one person to do a long sprint to light their final torch. From there, you will take your cart and head back through the path that you came from. Once your team returns back here, you will have two teammates work to build a fire tall enough to burn through a rope. The first two teams to burn through their rope win immunity. I'll give you a minute to strategize.
They flip forward. But I think it's probably better to do whatever. Maybe sure.
All right, here we go. For immunity.
Survivors ready?
Go!
Rosie, Connor, and Griffin retrieving the sandbag.
Rosie back first, Connor back, Griffin back. All three teams can start assembling their carts.
Beauty team out first. Rod right behind. Hannah lighting the beauty torch. All three teams are good. Go! Brains are trailing, you need to pick it up! Ron's just dropped the sandbag and that leaves an opening for Beauty to take the lead. What do you mean the Beauties? Beauty back first. Devontae off to solve the puzzle. Adam off to solve the puzzle for Braun. Megan off to solve the puzzle for Brains. Adam, Devontae, and Megan. Adam completes the puzzle. Wow, that was fast. Mia doing the final sprint for the Braun tribe to light that last torch. Megan solves the puzzle. You're good. Devontae struggling on the puzzle. He was the first one here. The other two have already completed theirs. Devontae's good. Go! Rain Tribe heading back. Boogie has a lot of time to make up on this final run. Looking like Bronze will be the first back to start on their fire. Brain Tribe struggling. Elisa and James are carrying the cart all by themselves. Get there, come on. All three tribes are back to work on their fires. We have Megan and Mia working on Braun, Jordan and Brianna working for Beauty, and James and Elisa working for Brains. Jordan and Brianna have Smoke. James and Elisa have been absolute workhorses for Brains in this challenge. Braun tried first one with fire, but it isn't big enough to break that stream. Beauty with a little fire. You have to build that fire tall enough to break the stream. First two teams build a fire tall enough to break the stream will win immunity. Mia blowing on that fire, trying to get it to hit the stream. Jordan using her team to help block the wind. Beauty wins immunity! Brains, Braun, keep fighting for second place. You can still win this. Beauty team, you came in first.
Yeah, we did.
You get to take the little idol back to camp with
Woo!
you. Good job.
We like that. We like that. Come on, Todd.
Well deserved. You can grab your stuff and head on out. Brains, great job to you too. Second place, not first, but it still gets the job done. Grab your stuff and head on out. Bronze, unfortunately, one of you is going to have the distinction of being the first person voted out as Surviving Bloomington All-Stars. Grab your stuff and head on out.
A little disappointed in that loss. We had a pretty good lead, but the fire kind of died down. We couldn't block the wind. It's kind of hard coming back, trying to figure out who we're going to vote out when everyone here is pretty likable. Nobody's really splintered off into their own thing. I know my closest ally is Megan, 100%, and my second would be Andrew. Me and David are working on trying to get Meredith out. So just kind of playing the hide and seek game, trying not to reveal too much.
So the game has been fast already. We're the first tribe at going to tribal. And immediately I found out before tribal that my name was on the chopping block. And I've been scrambling. I think I've been like really bonding with Rosie, Megan, and Adam. And I talked to them about like Final Four, like we're really solid. I gave Megan my bullet to be like, hey, like I'm loyal, like and like maybe honest to a fault type of people. So I just have to trust in this alliance that I formed with them.
So far, I think I'm doing pretty good, besides losing the first challenge for us. But I don't think I'm getting gunned yet. I think that I have a strong alliance of 4 people with Meredith and Adam and Rosie. And in fact, Meredith gave me her bullet, so I have 2 shots in the dark. When the time comes to play them, if I'm going to play them. This tribal, we're gunning for David, and then if we ever go back to tribal again, I think the word is that we're going for Mia.
So I have something really exciting to share. I found a clue. In the tree behind where we're setting up our tent, and then it was like this really awesome. Can I read it? Because I think it's kind of cool. Or is that weird? Anyhow, it led to another clue of go find a cedar tree and then look for a red string and then dig under that tree. And I couldn't fucking find. Sorry, I couldn't find the string, but I dug under like all the trees, and I found the box, so I have that in kid and a Immunity idol. So that's how the game's going for me so far. Everybody's so great. Yeah. And we all feel bad about the upcoming voting off. It's going to be Meredith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
Alright, I mean, alliances were really loose at the start. We didn't have much time to talk, but it's like crunch time now, so I feel like they're getting solidified. People are like actually allying up, and it's starting to get real, you know? At first I thought like an easy majority of 4. Unless Adam's like a genius, I'm pretty sure he's with me. And Mia also, it's us 3. And then Mayor is trying to vote for me right now. That's what everyone's telling me. So I'm pretty sure it's looking like at least a 2-3 vote, and then Rosie's like a swing.
So obviously disappointed with that because we had a good lead. I'm pretty confident with my alliance that we have. We have a little bit of a alliance building with Adam and I, honestly, but it's gonna be tough because it's kind of a blindside, and blindsides this early suck.
So, we're here at the first tribal council. It can't be where any of you wanted to be. Rosie, how's this group getting along?
Our chemistry's great. When we found out that we were the muscle of the tribes, like, that was dope because we're smart, we're beautiful, we're strong. Honestly, the elements got us a little bit on the challenge.
Yeah, the wind.
The wind beat us, but we're here.
Meredith, Rosie says he likes that you all were on the bronze. How did you feel whenever you saw the divisions of the tribe and what group you ended up with?
I'm like a pretty small person, so I was a little confused, but I sort of got where you were coming from with that. Like I do backpacking and hiking and that, and am like generally adventurous, so I sort of get it.
Mia, with already being at a tribal council so quickly, just hours after starting, how do you make a decision about who needs to go home in this group?
I don't even know how to answer that. It sucks, right? And I think that just listening to other people and what they like kind of just assessing it, you know, just seeing just going with the flow. Because I don't think anybody wants to vote anybody out. And that sucks.
Adam, I'm pretty sure everyone here has started with 8 people in their first season. So how does starting with 6 people affect the strategy and the ways people talk to each other?
It condenses an already condensed game even more. It speeds it up that much faster. 'Cause with 8, you have somewhat of a cushion with numbers, but at 6, it's hard.
David, Adam mentions that in past games you kind of had some wiggle room or a cushion. How do you feel about that in terms of this game with a group of 6?
I don't play as much as Adam, so I want to take his word for it, but I think it would be the opposite. I think with 4 people it's kind of you have more work to gauge what the alliances are, but with 6 people it's more clear cut. I do agree that it happens faster, but I think it's more, the work is kind of done for you.
So you think that it's clear cut in this group?
It's more clear cut than it would be in an 8-person group.
Megan, David says that he thinks that this is a pretty clear cut group. Would you agree with that?
Not exactly. I think 3 is half of this group. So to have a 50-50 split at tribal, it takes one pair to pull in another person. So it can divide in a lot of different ways.
Meredith, how does the shot in the dark twist come into consideration when working with this group?
I guess if you're unsure, I think that like there's been a lot of talking going on. and we all really like each other. So you might play your shot in the dark just because you don't know for sure if you're going home or not.
Rosie, do you think the shot in the dark might come out this tribal council?
I'd be shocked if it didn't.
You'd be shocked if it didn't?
Yeah.
So you think someone's gonna play it?
Yeah.
All right, well, with that, we will get to the vote and see what happens.
Mutiny advantage. Congratulations, you have found a mutiny advantage. During the team portion of the game, if you feel you are in danger on your team, you can present this paper to Casey and mutiny. If you choose to mutiny, you will leave your current team and join one of the other teams instead. This advantage expires at the merge.
It was either you or me.
The votes have been cast. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. If you have a hidden immunity idol and you wish to play it, now would be the time to do so. I'll read the votes. First vote, Meredith. Next vote, David. David. Meredith. That's 2 votes David, 2 votes Meredith. David. That's 3 votes David, 2 votes Meredith, 1 vote left. First person voted out of Surviving Bloomington, David. 4 votes is enough. You can bring me your torch. David, you will have a chance to re-enter this game. All right, you can head on down to the voting booth.
See you, David.
Well, for the first time in Surviving Bloomington history, a man was voted out first. You all have the unique distinction to create that decision, and now we'll see if it was the right decision. You can grab your torches and head on out.